I thought staying in that MRI machine for half an hour without moving a muscle would be impossible, but actually it was easy. I told the guy, yeah, that was easy. That MRI machine sounds just like the techno we used to listen to back in the day. And he said that I was the only person who's ever said that. Anyway, that was super easy. It was an absolute breeze. Praise the Lord. And I had another miracle too, which was that I found my car in the parking garage. I swear, man, the Lord is really with me today. Well, I'm up here in Cote-des-Neiges anyway, so I figure I might as well stop by Plaza Cote-des-Neiges, otherwise known as the 90's Mall. Oh yeah, I'm wearing my glasses, eh? So this mall, recently it was a bit renovated, but up until then, it was exactly the same as it has been since the 90's. And going into this place was like going into a time capsule. Even the restaurants and the food courts still had their tacky 80's and 90's decor, you know. It was really like, it was like you felt like you'd been transplanted back into the 90's or maybe even the 80's. And then a lot of movies were made here. When they needed a 90's mall for a movie, this is the place they would come to. But unfortunately, just very recently, they decided it did need a makeover. So the 90's mall finally got a little bit of a reno, which is too bad because I liked it when it was 90's. It was a trip. So this is a place where they have a thrift store that I really like, which is called Renaissance, where I have found some very interesting houseware items like pottery from the 1960s and 70s. So I figured, you know, I'm up here anyway, I might as well just go check it out. Just have a little look. Look at that. It's so old. Oh my gosh, look. Oldest mall. This is the most rundown mall. Look at this concrete floor here because they're redoing the tiles. See, that's all like super old. And then they're going to put white tiles. But for now, look at this. Talk about urban decay. Super noisy too. This is not a very posh mall, like complete opposite of what you get in Westmount. Not what I'm used to. There's a lot of Asian people in this neighborhood. So you've got like the Middle Eastern stores, and you're gonna see some Indian stores too, maybe. Though they're more like upstairs. Your cheap shoes here. Pet store. Oh, then here we have like the Persian carpets. Right here. Get yourself some nice Oriental carpets. Tapis Aryan, Persian. Iranian. Look at this. Look at this mall, you guys. It's been like this for years. Like they've been renovating, but it's been looking like a dump for forever. And the food court is down here somewhere. Oh, it's down there. Okay, I'd like to show you the food court because I think some of it, you might still see some of the 80s, 90s stuff there. Here are the white tiles. This is what they're replacing everything with. You can still see a bit of the old stuff over here. Little princess dresses. Oh, Arden. That's one of my favorites. Cheap, but cute. Okay, here's the food court. Yeah, it's still not done. Yeah, I think you can still see quite a bit. Oh yeah, Aladdin is still there. Okay, like check this out. Pita Burger. You know how old this is? That is so old. See, that's why I say it was like really stepping back in time. Not only that, but the floor. Still have the old floor here. What else do we have here? Maison du Club, that's pretty old too. Look at the tiles on that. That's like 90's at the latest. That's the one Gunner likes down there, Cam Tie Plus. I'm gonna get him something there. And there's one more down here that I want you to see. Wow, it's like, it looks so industrial. Look at these pillars. Just straight up concrete pillars, wires hanging out everywhere. Guys, welcome to Montreal. Welcome to the 90's Mall. I think it would have been better if they just left it alone, because this transitional phase is lasting forever. And plus, I'm gonna miss the 90's even more than I miss them already. This one, I want to show you this one, Aladdin. This looks really old. I mean, at least, oh look, it says they're 1991. There you go. So there you go. There's your 90's decor right here. Still intact. Soon to maybe disappear. I'm not sure if the stores are going to renovate too, or it's just going to be the flooring. And this one over here is pretty old too. Well, they have some new pictures, but it's basically still pretty old. What do you think? Pretty cool, huh? I'll give you one more shot of the 90's food court. I actually did a video with Gunner here a while ago when it was still like properly 90's. Unfortunately, I never actually did anything with the footage. So there, still got the 90's tables. You know, this floor before, what it had was these red and beige and green tiles, if I remember correctly, on this part, and then over there it was with those little stones. And then, yeah, you see, you can still see, like, you can still see the squares of where those tiles were. There you go. That's the food court right now. Wow, man. You guys, does this even look like what you would expect to see in Canada? It's so destroyed. I mean, I know it's in transition, but it was quite run down even before they started renovating it. And like I said, these renos have been in the works for quite a long time. You want to come and have like some kind of dystopian sort of cyberpunk / retro dining experience, come up here to Plaza Cote-des-Neiges. Soon this place will be like all white pseudo marble like this. So last chance to see it while it's like this. In case you're wondering if the prices are 90's prices too, they kind of are. Maybe not 90's, but generally I found the food in this food court was cheaper. Right there you can still get assorted curries for $10 or less plus tax. Most places this kind of lunch would be $13, $14, $15 at this point. I'm gonna get, yeah, I'm gonna get Gunner that General towel. Look, the bubble tea here is amazing. The peach bubble tea especially, and it's cheap. I mean, look at the price. You know, everywhere else this would be like $8 at least. I'm not gonna get one though because pure sugar. I'm gonna have a little bit and bring the rest back to Gunner. What do you guys think of my glasses? I honestly, I like my other ones better. These are too round. I think the square ones are better on me. I feel like my eyes look kind of googly with these, but whatever. They were cheap and I needed a spare pair. And I'm still not really used to them. I'm gonna get them fixed. But for now I have to wear them because I need to be able to see. Oh my god, you guys, it's so good. It smells good. It's so tasty. I'm just gonna have a little bit. It's so tasty. Really, like one of the best General towels I find anywhere up here. And it's not mushy, it's crispy, even with the sauce. You know what I noticed? Nobody is on a smartphone. I have not seen a single smartphone. That's weird, eh? Maybe I really did time travel to the 90's. There it is. That's the thrift store. This is the place where I got all the pottery, but look, like they're putting their prices up too. 20 bucks for, well, for 18 pieces. Yeah, actually, that's not that much. Yeah, they have all kinds of cool little pottery pieces here. Like this one, it says made in Canada, and it's actually like limited edition series. I'm gonna see if it's worth anything, and if it's not. Oh, it's got chips. So, that was fun. Also exhausting. I did score a few treasures. I will probably just put like a screenshot of the things that I found listed by other people online because they're all packed up right now. So first of all, I found a flamingo pink Pyrex tray. I paid $10. This kind of thing always sells, but I personally just love it anyway, so I'd be happy to just keep it. I needed an upgrade anyway from my trays, so I'm super stoked to find it. It matches with my bowls, and you know, I'll list it and we'll see what happens. And then I found this is a brand that I don't really know. I think it's called Federal, and it's a milk glass or something like that. Anyway, it's like a Pyrex, and it has this design with pine cones. Anyway, this particular design is from the 1950s, so I picked it up because, yeah, it was $14, but this is not the kind of thing you see very often, and it does go for much more online. So I took it, and maybe I'll use it, or maybe I'll just list it. I also found this very colorful bodum. I know it's vintage because of the kind of plastic. I think it's 1980s. At the latest, it's 1990s because of the kind of hardware and stuff in it. It's funky. And I bought it because it was only $5 and we use bodums. So you can't go wrong having an extra bodum in the house. I mean, worst comes to worst, we'll use it ourselves at some point. But I am going to list it, and we'll see what happens. And then I also found these three vintage 1960s or early 70s monkey wood floral shaped salad bowls. They usually are matched with a large salad bowl, but the large bowl wasn't there, not that I could tell. Well, they sold them to me for $1 each, so it was $3 for those. They go online for like $20, so I'll put them up and see what happens. And in the meantime, they're just going to make really good salad bowls for us. I did end up buying one piece of jewelry just to cannibalize it, to make earrings out of it, just to satisfy my own creative pursuits. It's supposed to be abalone, but honestly, I'm not convinced that it's real. I think it's some other kind of shell or something with like a dye or a coating on it. But it was $7. So basically I got like $7 worth of beads, and it is a natural material. I couldn't tell if it was bone or it was stone. It was heavy and it was solid. I couldn't get a good enough look at it. So that's what I got. That was fun. So basically what happened was all the money that I made in like the last week, maybe the last week and a half, I basically just reinvested it in things that if I do sell them, I'll get much more profit. I mean, I don't have anything left. I spent like $140, $150, 150 or so this week on new stuff just to resell. But I did make about 150 or 160. So I just spent my profits on more merch. I mean, you know, hey, like we'll see what happens. But the thing is, like, I'm just enjoying it so much. And it's not like I'm just buying stuff and I'm not selling anything. I am selling like all the time. So it's small scale right now, but I just love it so much. So it feels good, and it feels like I just want to keep going. And I guess, you know, you guys are going to find out what happens, because now I've made a playlist that I called Reselling Adventures. So I guess you can find out whether it works out for me or not. But I'll tell you, there's a reason why I'm doing this, because I may have mentioned before, I don't make a very good employee. I have a lot of personal commitments to my family, as you already know. I have some health issues also. So that kind of prevents me from working for someone else. And anyway, honestly, I haven't worked for someone else in so long. It's been like 20 years. I don't think I could do that unless maybe I was doing home care. I think that's the only thing I could do. I cannot work in like a store or a company. I don't think my nerves could take it. I need to have other sources of income. So that's why I'm looking into, or like I'm starting to resell, because to me it seems like a good option. where I don't have to deal with other people. I don't have to show up somewhere, and I have to do it because YouTube is just not like you can't make enough money on it to really help that much. I mean, it helps a bit. Everything matters. Everything helps, right? But it's dwindling and it's so insecure, and like you just never know. I mean, I've had months where I made literally $50 on YouTube. It's basically nothing. What, $12 a week? It's like the government pension, you know? It's nothing. So I need to do something else. And yeah, I mean, I can't market my good looks forever. So I figure, you know, I'm gonna make some, you know, reselling and do that and see how that goes. But you know what? I don't really care like if it's a huge success and I make tons of money or not. As long as I'm making something, I feel like it's a success, and as long as I'm enjoying it, I feel like it's totally worth it. And man, I haven't felt so alive in such a long time. Like, you know, when you're just doing the daily grind all the time, it gets boring. And this has just like lit the fire back in me. And that's just the best feeling in the world. So that's what I'm doing. I just have to be careful not to spend more than I pull in. But if I keep reinvesting, I think it's okay. It doesn't help to declutter my apartment, but I think it's okay, like financially, you know, because I'm just spending my own profits anyway. So that's it. I hope you found that interesting and you enjoyed a little trip up to the 90's mall with me. And yeah, I'm like pretty much like super low-key look today, no makeup and nothing. But I don't think you guys came here to see a fashion show anyway, so I hope it's okay. Frumpy show today. But thanks for joining me, and thanks for joining me in the chat. Thanks for joining my Patreon, where you can message me directly, and I have different kinds of rewards, and you always get notified when I upload or when I go live. And that's it. Thanks a lot, you guys. God bless. Thanks for listening to me, and I'll see you next time.